This game is rated M for mature. Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta 2. In the last episode, we finally made it to the Cathedral of Cascades, and we've been making our way up through it to try to get to Fimbulventer. Now, we kind of walked right by this on our way up these stairs. We had a very nice conversation with Loki, but there's a chest here. Has a Midas's Testament in it. And we'll go back up the stairs for a not at all hidden Muspelheim portal. It's very much in your way. This one, okay, we just have to defeat the enemies in the time given. So we have some enraptures along with, I am totally forgetting it. I think it's Cache for that one. Yep. I thought I was going to get the Wicked Weave out before it hit me, but apparently I was not quite in time. That's not too difficult of one. And actually, according to the game, I did really badly on time there. I got a silver for that. However, we did get a health expansion, which I definitely appreciate. That might be the first full bar. We'll have to find out when we actually get another health expansion, though. Off to the left is another note. This is advanced technology. Sometimes we discover things from the past we find hard to believe. I have seen artifacts displaying a level of civilization that could not have existed in the time they are claimed to have been created. Ruins are found built with technology far too advanced for that of their era. Noaton is said to be one such place where this phenomenon occurs. Unsure of what I could find, I decided to investigate the Cathedral of Cascades. The cathedral stands in the middle of a lake, requiring me to take a boat to reach it. Its outer walls were in worse condition than I had expected. As debris blocked the entrance, it took little improvisation to find a way inside. Surprisingly, the cathedral was in much better condition indoors, and I reached the center of the building in no time. It seemed to be the base of the tower in Noaton that almost scrapes the sky, created to be a symbolic of the sacred mountain Fimbulventer. They say there used to be a path from the top of the tower that connected to the peak of the mountain. There was the strange sphere-like object sitting on the ground too. Could it have been the ancient elevator I heard the townspeople talking about? Curiously, there were no wires or anything attached to it. How's it supposed to take people up to the top? I didn't see stairs either, so I assumed it was an elevator, but maybe I was wrong. Some of the things people come up with, seriously. Whatever that was, I want to figure it out eventually. I snapped a photo, so I'll show it to someone who might know a thing or two about it. Of course, only after I finish the rest of my investigation here. Of course, we finished this, which means we can turn that in once we get to the Gates of Hell again. And we've completed all of the Muspelheim verses for this chapter as well.
I think I remember this.
Huh?
You again? Oh, hey.
Mouthy brat kid.
So, I see you're acquainted.
How did you get here?
I'm the great Luka Luca. I didn't go through all these ridiculous ordeals to just randomly show up in opportune places, you know.
See? Risking everything for nothing. Told you I knew someone just like that. So, what are you after this time?
Oh, loads of stuff. For instance, I found this really great place for seafood. We do an amazing sardine meuniere. But more importantly, I'm investigating an old Noah Toon story, known as The Legend of Aesir.
The legend of Aesir?
And this fairy tale is?
Actually, this might have something to do with you, Bayonetta.
You don't say.
The Legend of Aesir. A legend from the dawn of time. Nobody knows where the world came from. A struggle caused the Trinity of Realities to be split into 3 realms: light, darkness, and chaos. Obviously, our world was the one born from chaos. The 3 worlds all needed rulers, most of all ours. And the one that ruled the chaos became known as Aesir. Aesir spent the first eternity quietly looking upon the earth from his holy mountain, where we only see reality and make it match our rules of the world. Aesir saw through reality, and those visions became our world. These observations became Aesir's power. Aesir's eyes were truly the eyes that created the world. However, Aesir pitied the humans for their naivete and lack of free will. So the power he wielded was split into 2 equal halves, and entrusted each to humanity's instincts: the right eye of light, and the left eye of darkness. By dividing the power of the eyes of Aesir, humans gained free will. They could now choose. With control of the eyes of the world, the eyes that determine destiny, humans could choose their own paths. They awoke to their own identities. Man is but a reed, the most feeble thing in nature, but now we were thinking reeds, and we took our first big step towards grand prosperity. The inheritors of the eyes of Aesir had been granted the power of creation.
The eyes.
That's right, the eyes of the world, controlled by a Lumen Sage and Umbra Witch.
The eyes of the world?
However, the influence of the right eye, the one controlled by the sages, left this world forever with the death of the final sage. Do the natural disasters that are occurring right now have something to do with the loss of the right eye? And what will happen to our planet? Those are the truths I'm after. And the truth will always be the truth. So if the truth is here, then so am I. And I think the key to that truth is that mountain, Thimbleventer.
How do you find these things?
I've done my homework. Would you expect anything less from the marvelous, magnificent, magnanimous Luca? Ah!
Bayonetta, get on!
Luke is back with even more of an exposition dump than last time. Still, though, I do appreciate him giving us the kind of exposition info, because it does make it interesting, if you ask me. But I do like one of the things that they did with this story in terms of adding a little bit more story behind the eyes of the world and where they actually come from. So That I appreciate. I think my combo dropped at one point there, but I haven't found this one to be too difficult to get a decent combo score on, so hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. Let's take care of the Enrapture first so that, you know, we don't have all these enraged enemies. But we have a fight here as we ride the elevator up. He's not dead. Just took one more hit.
You've been naughty. You're making it easy.
Shit! We're not going to make it.
And now for a brief interlude where we play as Loki.
I don't have time for this.
So during this section, you're going to want to keep running, and you'll have to occasionally dodge. As you run, the magic meter will charge up a bit, and every so often you can do an attack. I believe dodging will instantly charge it, or close to it. Usually, I think you have to deal with 3 attacks before you make it all the way up. So, I did manage to dodge it that time, which is good. Problem that I usually run into during this segment is dodging too soon.
That was easy.
Yeah, after which there's a period where you can't dodge again.
If I
All
could
you have to
just
do is get
something
3
about
hits in order to get the combo score needed for platinum on that. It's not too difficult of a verse to get if you're platinum on, in all honesty. Just have to not get hit, you know. Which goes for any verse, but that one in particular. And we have a mini boss fight to kind of wrap up the chapter here. Now, I'm not sure if we actually get a formal introduction for this, but this is actually technically a new enemy here. That was rude. The one on the left that has the ice elements in its fist is actually called Gravitas and not Urbane. So the one on the right is, you know, the Urbane enemy that we've encountered before, but you have 2 of them to deal with at the same time, and actually the Urbane is being pretty nice and actually not attacking us that much. I would recommend dealing with one of them first. Just so that, you know, you don't have to deal with them both at the same time. Other than that, there's really not too much to say. They pretty much function the same way. And, you know, we've seen multiple ones before. I think I've gotten hit like twice throughout this whole fight. You will get a pretty nice combo score on this one since they are, you know, kind of damage sponges, and it's not too hard to keep a combo going during this fight either, so. Of course, you know, always use Umber Climax whenever you get it. $145,000. I think I've done better on that before, but that's not too bad.
right. Let's go.
Let's.
Except we're gonna have to go in the next chapter, which I'm actually glad that they broke it off here. This was a decent length for a chapter.
Like my new haircut.
That was pretty good overall, I think. I know there are quite a few fights where if I just hadn't taken a hit or two, then I would have gotten a pure platinum on them. But overall, that was a pretty good chapter. Okay, so let's stop by the Gates of Hell since we have a lot of halos now. We didn't really spend any since
Another
the end of the
LP.
last chapter.
No rest for the wicked, even if I am jollier than the average demon. But no need to pity me. I was bored anyways. Be right back. This one's gonna be fun.
And as I said before, we also need to
Looking
turn
for a
this in.
workout
So
like this for a while. Ta-ta. Had to crawl down to a deep circle to get this bad boy. I think he'll do great.
this one gets you Chernabog, which is a scythe. I have actually used this one some, but what I will say about it is that it is a little bit slower than some of the other weapon types, and that's part of the reason that I probably won't be using it in the Let's Play. So that is all of the techniques. So we are officially done with those. But getting back to Chernabog, it does have some nice... Oh, I don't have one of these. I should probably get one of those. But it does have some nice heft to it. It is pretty strong, but it is a little bit slower. One thing I will say, though, is that during Umbran Climax, its Wicked Weaves have really good range, so they're kind of like the ones that you get with Rakshasa, but they're stronger. So it's pretty devastating when used for that, but I think I will probably stray away from it during the course of the LP. So I think this is going to be a bit of a shorter episode, but just makes the most sense to end it off here. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Bayonetta 2. I've been redxparasite, signing out. Okay, one thing that I totally forgot, and I'm going to cram in at the end of the episode before, I actually end it, is now that we got the Serpent Within ability in Chapter 5, there are actually 2 chests back in Chapter 1 that we couldn't get on our first playthrough that we can now get. Unfortunately, there is no way to get these if you're playing on a new file for the first time, so you will have to come back to get them, which is a bit annoying, but what can you do? So the first one is right behind the starting area. If you kind of go down, it's kind of tucked in... Did I totally miss it? Nope, I avoided out, so apparently I did not go to the right area. It's somewhere around here, I swear. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, I could have sworn that I went right for that area, but here's the first one. Has a broken witch heart in it. And for the other one, it's going to be in the area where verse 2 is. So I'm just going to skip everything else around this area so we can get to that as soon as possible. Except for maybe this. This is kind of in our way. So that's one thing that I can't show off by doing this is if you open a chest that used to have a broken witch heart in it, it will have a Mega Green Herb lollipop in it the second time that you do it. And the same thing actually applies to the Muspelheim verses as well. I believe the ones that give you broken moon pearls normally, like Muspelheim versus, or the chests will give you the mega purple lollipops, or the butterfly lollipops, whatever they're called, if you open them again or do them again after collecting the collectible from it the first time. So the other chest is over here in this area, also has a broken wood turret in it. So with that, that's everything that I wanted to show you off here. So this will actually be the end of this episode. Unfortunately for me, I actually have to play through the rest of the stage in order to keep these. I'm pretty sure like the game will not let you just collect things and then quit out. So I will see you in the next part for Chapter 6.